How is your baby's brain developing in utero? The How Possible video says that your baby's brain and your spinal cord are one of the first systems to develop. At about 16 days, or as the presentation states, 3 weeks, the neural plate starts forming. The How Possible video says that the neural plate is the foundation of the brain and the spinal cord. It will eventually fold into itself until it becomes a tube. At about 6 or 7 weeks, that tube will close and start to form 3 folds known as the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. From the hindbrain, the rear of the hindbrain turns into the spinal cord. Eventually, those 3 folds will form into the 5 main parts of the brain that we know as the cerebrum, cerebellum, the brain stem, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus. Those parts of the brain will take time to develop. Meanwhile, inside the brain, your brain has formed neurons, millions and millions of neurons that have branches that attach to each other and connect, and synapses to send messages and communicate. The neurons at this stage, early on in the first trimester, communicate early fetal movements. In the first trimester, because of these neuron communications, your fetus can then wiggle their limbs at about 8 weeks. This is also around the same time that they are going to develop a sense of touch. The synapses in your baby's brain will continue to form, and they will reach a peak at about 1 year of the baby's age. After that, all unused synapses will undergo synaptic pruning. At the end of the second trimester, your baby's brainstem is almost mature, and the brainstem regulates heart rate, breathing, blood pressure. Your baby's nervous system is also developed enough that your baby is sensitive to noises, and they may even turn their head to the sound of your voice. Your baby is also developing sleep cycles and has developed their REM sleep cycle at around 28 weeks. In the How Possible video, it states that in your third trimester, your baby's brain will triple its weight. By the end of the term, your baby's brain will be about 10 ounces. When it once was smooth, now your baby's brain will be grooved. And the cerebellum is now the fastest developing part of the brain, which controls the motor control of your baby. The cerebral cortex is the last part of the brain to develop and will continue to mature after birth. Our cerebral cortex makes up our personality. It also regulates some of the ways that we think, which is why it's important for the cerebral cortex to be developed after birth so that our environment can help shape us, our thoughts, and our personality.